Have you ever noticed that there are no female White Walkers in the Night King's army? Why? Today I'm going to discuss another crazy theory with you, so stay tuned for that. Hello everyone, welcome to Ultimate Book Maniacs, your one stop for book and TV series reviews. I've discussed who is the real threat in my last video, and I'll post my Sansa's fate in the finale video next Saturday at 7 pm IST or at 9:30 am EST. So make sure to join our UBM family by subscribing to this channel. Also, don't forget to click on the bell icon to get notifications for my next videos. Anyway, about a week ago, my jolly sailor Bolt has asked, what do you think about the possible theory that Cersei becomes the Night Queen? Very tinfoil, but I like this theory. This was a very good question, and it got me thinking about the female White Walkers. We haven't seen any female White Walkers recently, but there has been one female White Walker a long time ago. So let's take a look at what we know so far. Sometime after the battle for the Dawn had ended and the others were pushed back into the north, Bran the Builder had built the wall with the help of giants and the children of the forest. The children had put some kind of spell on the wall which stopped the Whites and the White Walkers from crossing the wall. I said in one of my videos before that if a White was brought in by a member of the Night's Watch, the White can cross the wall. You can see the proof of that in season 1, where Arthur and Jaffar Flowers were brought in by the Night's Watch. They had no trouble crossing the wall. So we know that there is a chance that at least a White can cross the wall if he was accompanied by a man of the Night's Watch. It's possible that this rule might apply to the White Walkers too. I think that's what has happened thousands of years ago with the Night's King. I'll read Old Nan's story from the books. He had been the 13th man to lead the Night's Watch, she said, a warrior who knew no fear. And that was the fault in him, she would add, for all men must know fear. A woman was his downfall, a woman glimpsed from atop the wall, with skin as white as the moon and eyes like blue stars. Fearing nothing, he chased her and caught her and loved her, though her skin was as cold as ice, and when he gave his seat to her, he gave his soul as well. He brought her back to the Night Fort and proclaimed her a queen and himself her king, and with strange sorceries, he bound his sworn brothers to his will. For 13 years they had ruled, Night's King and his corpse queen, till finally the Stark of Winterfell and Joramun of the Wildlings had joined to free the Watch from bondage. After his fall, when it was found he had been sacrificing to the others, all records of the Night's King had been destroyed, his very name forbidden. Some say he was a Bolton, Old Nan would always end. Some say a Magnar out of Skagos. Some say Umber, Flint or Nori. Some would have you think he was a Woodfoot, from them who ruled Bear Island before the Iron Man came. He never was. He was a Stark, the brother of the man who brought him down. She always pinched Bran on the nose then. He would never forget it. He was a Stark of Winterfell. And who can say? Mayhaps his name was Brandon. Mayhaps he slept in this very bed in this very room. You can tell 3 things from these lines. First, the Night's Queen was a White Walker. The reason I think she was a White Walker and not a White is because in the books, the White's hands and feet are black and swollen with pooled and congealed blood. So if she was a White, why wasn't her hands and feet black? Also, in order to manipulate the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, she has to have been an intelligent creature, which also points towards the White Walkers. I have already discussed the differences between a White and a White Walker in my Q&A video. Second, the others had sent her with a mission because she led the Night's King on a chase, probably to seduce him, and when he brought her back, he was changed. And third, according to Old Nan, The Night's King was a Stark, and not just any Stark. He was the brother of the King of Winterfell. You must be wondering why I'm discussing the Night's King and his queen here. I'm coming to that now. As I've said in my Craster's Sons video, I think the others had been trying to increase their numbers for a long time. The more White Walkers they have in their army, the larger number of whites they can control. I also discussed in that video that in order to create a White Walker, a person needed to have a certain kind of blood, which was the whole reason why Craster married his own daughters to keep the bloodline pure. The second requirement was the lands of always winter. I'll post the link to that video in the end in case you wanna check it out. And that's why I think that the Night's Queen was a test or an experiment. In the books, according to Old Nan, the wildlings stole women from the seven kingdoms and gave them to the others, and their women lay with the others in the long night to sire terrible half-human children. The others might have turned one of these women who had the king's blood in her. Some masters think that she was the daughter of a barrow king, but then they also didn't believe in the others. There is so little we know about the Night's Watch. Was the Night's Watch always men only, or did something happen to make them change it? Were the Black Brothers always banned from marrying? We can't know that for sure, but Mr. Raymond's words about what is honor compared to a woman's love felt like there were times when men of the Night's Watch have chosen love over honor, and the Night's Watch learned from that mistake. Is it possible that the Night's Queen's incident motivated them to not let the men of the Night's Watch marry anyone? What do you think? Anyway, I think after turning her, the White Walkers found out that the White Walkers can't procreate with other White Walkers. This idea came to me from the different races in the Vampire Academy series, where the vampires can't procreate with other vampires, but they can do so with other races like humans or Moroi. I think something similar happened here. When the others found out that they can't procreate with the White Walker woman, they sent her to the wall. The 13th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch was probably a Stark, and as I discussed in my Stark blood video, their blood is powerful and has strong magic in it. That's probably why the White Walker woman chose him. The Night's King's incident had happened before the Andal invasion, which means there were only first men in Westeros at that time, and the Kings of Winter, aka House Stark, was ruling in the north. We also know the 13th Lord Commander had been making sacrifices to the others. But what kind of sacrifices? Was he sacrificing his own sons or some other babies? What do you think? My theory is that the female White Walkers can't give birth, and that's why the Night's King was providing babies with king's blood to the others. I'm assuming the sacrifices were babies because Craster also sacrifices babies, and in the show, we saw a baby get turned into a White Walker. By the way, that's probably why the Night's Watch destroyed all the records of the Night's King, even his name, probably to stop other people from trying something like this in the future. And by something like this, I meant sacrificing, not marrying. Just kidding. Anyway, so the others' experiment would have failed when they found out that the female White Walkers can't give birth. And that's probably why they decided that if they find someone with the king's blood in the future, they would only turn the male babies into White Walkers and keep the females to produce more sons. That's exactly what they did with Craster and his children, and that's probably why we haven't seen any female White Walkers. What do you think? Returning to the original question, I think the Night King might have the power to turn Cersei, but I don't think he will do that because he won't gain anything from it, and it might cost too much power to turn an adult into a White Walker. That said, I won't be surprised if Cersei would think that she could ally with the Night King or could negotiate with him. As for Qyburn, he had already resurrected the mountain, So it's understandable why he would be interested in the White's hand. He would want to study it, probably to improve his tactics. But I don't think he can help in creating a White Walker. Like I said in the Craster's Sons video, only the Night King or the Children of the Forest can create the White Walkers. Anyway, it's time for the comment shoutout now. Today's comment shoutout goes to 99999 Janice, who said, "Have you looked into setting up a Patreon account? That way, your most loyal fans can regularly support you. Thanks for the great videos." Thanks a lot, Janice. I'm still thinking about this idea. Although, it would be nice to focus completely on making quality videos and not worry about other things. This is my passion. I love making videos and discussing them with you. But from an earnings point of view, YouTube is not the best place unless you have millions of views and sponsors, etc. I'm still not sure what to do. What do you think about this? Should I set up a Patreon account? And if I did, will you guys help me with that? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments. So, what do you think about these theories? Don't forget to tell us in the comments. If you like this video, please click on the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye bye. See you in my next video.